Imagine you're building a modern web application, perhaps an e-commerce platform or a social media site. As you strive to create a seamless user experience, you face the challenge of dynamically updating content based on user actions and data changes. This is where mastering JSX and conditional rendering in React becomes not just beneficial, but essential. By diving deep into these core concepts, you'll learn to build responsive, interactive components that adapt to user behavior, making your applications more engaging and efficient. In this tutorial, we'll explore how JSX allows you to write HTML-like syntax directly within JavaScript, streamlining your workflow and enhancing code readability. You'll discover how conditional rendering techniques enable you to display content conditionally, ensuring that your application remains responsive and user-friendly. Understanding these principles can dramatically improve your ability to build dynamic interfaces that respond to user interactions and data changes in real time. This knowledge is indispensable for any developer looking to excel in modern web development. If you're serious about advancing your skills and staying at the forefront of web technology, subscribe to our channel. You'll gain access to ongoing, high-quality tutorials that keep you updated with the latest trends and techniques in React development. Let's get started on transforming your approach to building dynamic, responsive web applications. Imagine JSX as a bridge between HTML and JavaScript, transforming the way we structure and style our components in React. Think of it like a bilingual translator who effortlessly communicates between two languages, making interactions seamless and intuitive. JSX allows developers to write HTML-like syntax directly within JavaScript files, which might initially seem like an odd combination. However, this integration is incredibly powerful. It simplifies the creation of UI components by allowing us to embed dynamic JavaScript expressions directly within our markup. For instance, consider the analogy of a theater stage. HTML elements are like the static props on stage, set in place before the performance begins. In contrast, JSX enables these props to come alive, reacting to the actors' movements and the unfolding storylines, much like how JavaScript logic manipulates the DOM in real time. This dynamic embedding is achieved using curly braces within JSX, allowing us to inject variables, perform calculations, or even execute functions. This capability transforms static HTML into a responsive, interactive part of our applications, much like actors who improvise based on audience interaction. With JSX, you don't just build components, you breathe life into them, making them responsive to user actions and changing data states. Conditional rendering in React is akin to a decision-making process, guiding what the user sees based on specific criteria. Picture a director deciding which scenes of a play are performed based on the audience's responses. This is essentially how conditional rendering operates within React components. It allows us to display different UI elements or entire components based on specified conditions. A common method is the ternary operator, which acts like a fork in the road, choosing one path or another based on a condition. For example, you might want to show a login button only if the user is not authenticated, or a logout button if they are. This decision-making process is not limited to simple conditions. It extends to more complex scenarios using switch statements or even immediately invoked function expressions, IIFE, for intricate logic. Imagine a smart home system where lights, heating, and security are controlled by various sensors and user inputs. Similarly, conditional rendering in React adapts the UI based on real-time data, ensuring that users see the most relevant information at any given time. This capability is crucial for creating an engaging user experience, as it allows the application to respond dynamically to user interactions and data changes, much like a responsive conversation that evolves based on participants' inputs. Let's begin by exploring the main application file where we implement a basic React component using JSX and some conditional rendering. In this supporting code file, we define a component that will use conditional rendering to show or hide product details based on user interaction. Finally, let's look at the configuration file that sets up the project dependencies and scripts. In this demonstration, we explore the dynamic capabilities of JSX and conditional rendering in a React application. We start by interacting with a web page that features a list of products. Initially, the product names, including Product A, Product B, and Product C, are prominently displayed for the user. Next, we engage with the page by clicking on the Show Details button associated with Product A. This interaction triggers the conditional rendering mechanism, revealing additional information such as description of Product A and price, $29.99. The user can now see more details about the product without navigating away from the current view. We then demonstrate the toggle functionality by clicking the Show Details button again, which hides the previously displayed details. This showcases the responsive nature of the interface, where the product details appear and disappear based on user actions, enhancing interactivity. Finally, we scroll through the page to ensure all content is visible and accessible. This confirms that the interface remains user-friendly and functional, providing a seamless experience as users interact with different elements on the page. As we've journeyed through JSX and conditional rendering, you've seen how these fundamental concepts in React can transform the way you build responsive and dynamic web applications. By mastering JSX, you can easily manage the UI components with an elegant HTML-like syntax directly in JavaScript. And with conditional rendering, you have the power to make your applications truly responsive, adapting to user interactions and data changes seamlessly. Now, think about the potential impact on your daily projects. Crafting polished, user-friendly interfaces that respond dynamically to user inputs and states. This isn't just about following trends, it's about positioning yourself at the forefront of modern web development. To continue accelerating your learning curve, subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll gain access to a wealth of tutorials and examples that turn complex concepts into practical skills you can apply directly in your projects. Remember, the ability to rapidly adapt and implement these skills in real-world scenarios is what sets proficient developers apart. Stay tuned, stay ahead, and let's keep building amazing things together.